without storage engine, my ISM will be the default one. And here there is no transaction. You cannot write a transaction. And the index will be full text index. You cannot, for example, create an index on a particular column. It's full text. The third type of the storage engine called archive. This, when you create a table with archive storage engine, you can do only what? You can do only insert in the table or select. You cannot do update. You cannot do delete. Okay? And the table will be an indexed table. Okay? So for storage, usually this archive, you will create a table with archive storage engine only if this table is not accessed too often. If you know that the table you will not access the table many times, in this case, go for this. Go for archive storage engine is better. But it will support only insert and select. Okay? You cannot write update or delete on the table if it is archive table. Memory now. The storage engine is memory. When you create a table with the storage engine equal memory, it means that all the data stored in RAM. The table will not be stored in the hard disk in the database. It will be stored in the RAM. So it will not survive when you reboot. When you restart your computer, you will not find your table, your rows. You will not find the rows or the records in the table. It is very fast. Why? Because the data will be stored where? In the RAM. And it is good for intermediate results and many more. So it depends. It depends how you will use your table to decide which storage engine. It depends on how you will use the table. Any question about the storage engines? Do you have any questions? No. Any question, please? Now I'll talk about schema optimization. How to optimize the table, the schema, the table schema. First of all, you have to choose the data types for each field when you create the table, yes? For example, visit ID, the data type is int. Visitor ID, int. Organization ID, int. So you have date, the data type is date. So here you have to choose the correct data type. How to choose the data type? The smaller the data type in terms of bytes it uses to represent the information, the faster its manipulation. When you choose data type with a small size, the manipulation will be faster. So it's better to go for small data type, don't go for big data type. Like integer, it's small. Simpler data type are easier to handle. So here, usually you have to go for simpler data type. For example, you can store date and time as integer, not strings. Okay? Define fields as not null whenever you can. If you know that the data field, it cannot be null, so you have to mention this, not null. You have to mention the constraint not null. Why? Possibility of variable being null make query and indexing more complicated. If the field, let's suppose the field can be null. So this will complicate the manipulation. Using varchar instead of char. You remember we have char and varchar. Which one is better? Varchar. Why? Because varchar will allow you to save space. A char, no. For example, char of 10, it means you will book 10 bytes. You cannot reduce. But varchar is better because it will allow you to save space. It is best to use integer type for primary key. Yes. Whenever you can, if the primary key can be integer, so it's better to go for integer. Okay. The primary key, I would not say should be, but it's better to be integer whenever you can. Okay, if the primary key can be integer, put it integer is better. Now we'll talk about indexing. How to index. What is index usually? The index is a map of your data that order it and allow for quick search. If you want to do a quick search, it's better to index. It's like the index at the end of the book. The index will help a database to retrieve data efficiently. So it will help database to retrieve data. For a small database, indexing can be neglected, can be removed. Why? Because the database is small. But as the size of the database grows, the indexing will become critical. Clear? Usually the index will slow down the insert and update. Usually, when you create an index, the index will slow down the insert and update, but it will speed up select with where, close, and order by. It will speed up, but it will slow the insert and the update. Usually, if you have a poor, failure to properly index, if you will not index the table properly, this will lead to cause of SQL performance problem. It will reduce the performance of the SQL query. So you have to be careful. You have to you have to define the index on the correct column. Now talk about the query performance. Poorly designed query. It means if the query is wrong, might unnecessarily retrieve more data than needed, or I mean not only too many rows, but also too many columns. That is eventually thrown away before returning the final result. So here, if you write a query and this query can return more rows or more columns, okay? So here you have to ask this question, do you need so many rows? For example, like this query, select star from organization, visit, where, like this. And I will put limit 1. Limit 1, what it means this one? This, it will return only the first row from this result. If you remove, if I will remove limit like this, it will return many rows. But I want only the first one, so you have to write limit 1. If you want the 10 first, you have to write 10. If you want to display only the 5 first rows, so limit 5. If you want the first one, limit 1, like this. And you have also to ask the question, do you need all the column? For example, here select star. It means it will return all column. Okay? So if you want one column, you have to write only the name of the column here. Yeah, there is a statement called explain. It should be before select. So you have to write explain, then select star from organization and so on. This, it will show you how MySQL execute the select. It will not give you the result of the select. It will explain the name of the command. It is explain. It will give you how MySQL execute this select statement. Okay? I'm done with this lecture. Now I will move to the lab. Are you with me, please? Hello?
Yes.
Now you have to practice with me, please. Just 1 minute. This is lab number 9. 8, we did a lot of example about cookie and session, so no need for this. It's very small. Yeah, lab 9. Open lab 9, and at the same time you have to go to XAMPP. Open XAMPP. You have to go to the folder XAMPP. Then inside XAMPP, I will open the control panel. Yeah, I will start. Yeah, you have to start MySQL. Is it clear? It should show this green color. It means it's running. Is it clear? Apache and MySQL, both of them should be green like this. It means they are running. Is it clear? Did you open this, please? Did you get this? Hello? Did you get this?
Yes.
Okay. If it is green like this, it means both of them, Apache and MySQL running. Now, how to open MySQL now to create, using the graphic user interface, to create a database, you have to click here, admin, click here. Not the first one, the second one, admin. Automatically, it will give you here now, just wait. Yes, here. it will give you an interface to create the tables and database and all these things. Okay, it's opening on the browser, or directly, just like this, reduced it, or directly you can write localhost on the browser, localhost/phpMyAdmin. Is it clear? After making sure that both of them are running, yani green color, you can go to the browser. You can open the browser like this and type what? Type the address localhost/phpMyAdmin. It will give you this interface. Yeah, it will give you this interface. Okay. Yeah, this is the phpMyAdmin. This interface, you can use it to create your database, your tables, everything. Okay, without writing commands, without writing create table statement, or no need for this. Is it clear? Hello. Did you get this interface? Please tell me yes or no.
Yes.
Very good. Now we will do the lab number 9, which is very simple. Here, lab number 9. If you want to use the command line, yeah, you can use the command line, which is this command line, and you have to write the statement. Huh? But now I'm using the phpMyAdmin interface, like this one. Then yes, this just about the data type. Now the question is to do what? Create the database called what? Registration. That contain how many tables? 3 tables. Paper, student, and enrollment. You have the description of the tables here. So here, first of all, we need to create a database called registration. So I will go to the same interface. Then here, click here, databases. This button or this menu. Then here you have to write the name of the database that you want to create. I will create registration. Sorry, registration. But here, yeah, please be careful. Here you will find the list of the names of the databases. Make sure that the database, the name that you will write here, does not exist in this list. Yeah, I don't have here. Okay, so I will write what? Registration. Yeah, this is the name of my, without space, please. Don't put a space here. Then here you have to specify the type of the encoding. So here you have to choose UTF. Choose UTF 8 general, UTF 8 general. Or just keep as it is, no problem. It will not affect this one. Then click what? Click create. Yeah, look here. The database is added here. My database, it's created. Did you finish this step, please? Did you create the table, the database registration?
No.
Please do it now. I'm waiting. Yeah, please. Five minutes to do this. You should get here the database in the list. Registration here. Finish. Did you finish creating the database? Hello?
No, Mr.
Yeah, please do it quickly. It's nothing. You have to open these, make sure that MySQL is running, then open right here localhost / php my admin, or click this button. It will give you this interface. Then click databases, then write the name of the database, then you will get here. It's very simple. Are you in front of your computer?
Yes.
Yeah, please.
Finish, Mr.
Finish, okay. Now we are inside the database. Now we can create the tables now inside the database. So here, yeah, it will show directly create. Then here you have to enter the name of the table. Now I will start. Yes, here we have what? We have a table paper, table student, and table enrollment. The relationship, yeah, you have like this. You have a table student, and of course we have a table paper. Paper يعني course. So tell me, what is the relationship between the table paper and the student? Is it 1-to-1 or 1-to-many or many-to-many? Tell me. One student can enroll in many courses, and one course we have many, so it's many-to-many. Did you get point? Did you get my point? Student can register in many papers, and one paper we have many students. Okay. So that's why it's many-to-many. So we need to split this, then add another table called enrollment, okay, which is purely associative and should include the following: ID of the ID of the student and the paper code. Okay. So I will start with the table what called paper or course paper. So here you have to write the name of the table, which is without space. Please don't put space on the in the name of the table or name of the database or name of the field which is in the table. Don't put a space. The name of, and how many columns here? How many fields? Look here. Paper, it has 2 fields, 2 attributes here. So I will write here the number 2. Then click go, this button. Yes, it will give you like this. Here you have to define now the fields. The first field is called paper underscore code. Please, as I told you, don't put space on the name. It will give you a mistake. Huh? There is no space. This is the name of the first field, paper code. And what is the type here? It's written here, 8-character string. So here I will choose which data type here, char. Here, char. And here I have to write the length. Length, what is the length here? It's 8. So I'll write 8. Yeah, if you scroll to the left side here, if you go to the left side, you have to choose here what? Primary. Because this paper code, it's primary key. Click OK, go. This one, it's primary. If it is auto increment, you have to select this checkbox. Okay? Is it clear? So you have to select primary for paper code. Then what is the next field now? Paper description. Paper underscore description without space, as I told you. Be careful with the space. The space is not allowed here. What is the data type here in the question? It's up to 32 character. يعني varchar. I will select here the data type, which is varchar 32, maximum 32. It is primary key, no. So I will not select here primary. But there is here some, yeah, must not be null. Paper description must not be null. So if you select here null, it means it can be null. But this one, it cannot be null. So no need to check also this null. Okay. And as you can see, the storage engine, it's by default InnoDB. This is what I told you in the lecture right now, just 1 minute before. InnoDB. Then to create now the table, خلاص, I'm done. I define all the 2 fields. Then how to create? You have to press this button, save. Yes. Now, as you can see here, registration, the database. Then under this database, we have the first table called what? Paper. And you will find here the schema of the table paper. As you can see the schema, it has paper code as a primary key and paper description. The data type here and yeah. From here you can change. For example, if you made a mistake in the name, you can change. Just click here. It will allow you to change. For example, I will change the name, paper. I will remove this, and then you can do a lot of things. Huh? You can change from this here. Change. You can drop even. You can remove. Okay. You can do more. Huh? You can remove. Is it clear? Please, did you finish this table paper created with you? Hello? Have you created this table paper? If you want to see the description of the table, you have to select the table, then go structure. It will give you the structure, the schema of the table. If you want to browse, if you have recorded the table, just click browse. Browse, yes, I don't have here because I don't have rows. Please, 5 minutes to create this table paper. Huh? I will give you 5 minutes. Finish creating the table paper. Did you finish? Now I will move to the table student. So I will click again the name of the database here, then create table student with how many fields? ID, name, address, gender. So 4 fields. 4, then click go. Yes, it will give you now 4 fields to fill. To add here the name of the field, each field. So the first one is an ID. So here ID. The data type of the ID is given here 10-digit number. So it's an integer of 10. The length is 10, which is a primary key. Then after the ID, name, which is here name up to 32 character. Varchar 32. After the name, we have address and gender. Address, which is text here. And the gender, yes, here for the gender, we will use the data type enum. I already explained in the lecture enum. So here I have to select enum. Enum, this one. But here you have to edit what? You have to give what? Not length, the values, the possible value for this gender. So I can click here, edit enum. So for the gender, we need only 2 values, male, female, yes? So I will reduce here, I will keep only 2. It can be either F or M. So the value here should be what? M, like this, or F here, capital. Then, if you want to add another value, but here for the gender, we need MF, only 2. Click go, yes. Then let me now see the constraint. ID is the primary. Name and address must not be null. Yes, they are not be null. Then the gender must be either F or M. Khalas, I'm done with the table. Student, then I know DB as a storage engine, it's okay. Then click save. Yeah, now as you can see, I have 2 tables, paper, student. And this is the description of the table student, ID as a primary key, name, address, gender. Yeah, please, 5 minutes to do this, to create a stable student, paper and student now I have, okay? So please do it now, 5 minutes to do this. Finish the table, student. Yeah, from here, if you want to add another field, for example, you can do like this, add one field, and you can specify, I will add it where exactly. For example, after gender, or after ID, or after name, then click go. It will give you the possibility to add a new field. Okay, new column. Now I will click the table registration again, then I will create which table now? Enrollment table. Enrollment, this table. So here, create table, enrollment. As I told you, without space. Then how many columns? 2 columns. Then click go. Yeah, here we have the ID and the paper code. The ID, which is foreign key. This is the primary key of the table student. And paper code, this is a primary key for the table paper. So here, ID, 10 digit. The ID, which is 10 digit. Both of them primary. So you have to select here primary. Click go. Then here, primary, click go. Both of them. And paper code. Paper code, which is here what? 8 character string. So char 8, sorry. The storage engine is by default InnoDB, then click save. Yes. Now, as you can see, ID, paper code, both of them are primary key in the table enrollment. Is it clear? Now we need to create the relationship between the tables. So how to create a relationship? You have to select the database, then go to more and designer. Yeah, you will get your tables here. Yeah, please, I will give you just 5 minutes to create the table enrollment. Then I will show you how to create the relationship between the tables, okay? Are you with me, please?
Yes.
Please create the table now, enrollment. You have to create all of them, the 3, okay? This interface, it's very easy. Why? Because you are not required to write the statement, create table, and so on, like introduction to database. Here, using this graphical interface, it's very simple, yes? Please do it. Do it now, quickly. Yeah? Finish. Can I show you how to create the relationship between the tables? So as I told you, you have to click the database here, then go to more and designer. Then you will find all the 3 tables here. So you can move them like this. Then you can move. Yeah. Now I will create the relationship. So how to create the relationship? You have to select this line, create relationship. Yeah, it will ask you select referenced key. I will select the ID from the table student. Click here. You have to click. Then it will ask you to select the foreign key, which is in the table enrollment ID here. Then it will ask you on delete, yani when you delete from the table student, what will happen for the record in the table enrollment? Or when you delete from the enrollment, what will happen for the student? On delete, I will choose cascade. It will be deleted as well from the table student. On update, save. Cascade. Then click OK. Yeah, now the relationship is created between enrollment. Yeah, it will not show the line. Yeah, sometimes it depends, okay? It depends on the browser. It's not showing, it's okay, no problem. Now from the table paper to enrollment, I have to click again here, create relationship, then select paper code in the table paper, select foreign key here in the table enrollment, then on delete cascade, on update cascade, then click OK. Yes, now I can save here. You have to save this page. It will be saved. Now the relationships are there between enrollment, paper, and student. Until now the tables are empty, yes? So we need to add records here. So I will add in the table student. I will start with the table. I will add how many records in the 4 records. So yes, how to add records? It's very simple also. You have to choose, you have to select student. Then here there is a menu called insert, yes. Then you can insert one by one. You see, it will give you to insert 2 records, but you can insert more. Or there is one option. This is one option to insert. You can click insert, then enter here the ID, the name, and so on. Or you can go to SQL and write your command here, insert command. Okay, I will use this one. Since we have this insert statement here, I will use it. So insert statement, then I will copy here. But I have to deal with this single quotation. I will change the all single quotation because I copy from Word. Yes. Now I can execute my query. How can I execute? Just click here, button, go. Yes, now 4 rows are inserted. If you go to student now, if you click student, yeah, Here I will find 4 rows. You can delete the row from here. You can edit each row. Edit, and it will, you can, for example, change the name, the address, and so on. Clear? If you want to, for example, remove more than one record, just click here, then click here, delete. Okay? Is it clear? If you want to drop the entire table, you have to click the table, then go here to operation. Operation. Then here there is, drop, delete data, or drop. Delete the table or empty the table. Truncate yani empty, yani make the table empty. Drop yani remove it. Okay? It's very simple, you know. So here I added 4 rows. Now I will do the same for which table now? Paper. I will select, I will copy this statement, insert statement, the insert that you already studied in database, yes? Copy. Then here I will select paper. Then I will go to SQL. Then here I will paste my query. Then I have to change the single quotation, because I copy from Word. Single quotation is not correct. Yes, now it's okay. Then I can execute. How to execute this query after writing the query? Here, click go. Yes. 2 rows are inserted. Now if I will click the table paper, yeah, there are 2 rows here added. Okay. This is the network 3005, SFDV, and so on. Now I will add record in which table? Enrollment, this one. So I will do the same. So remove this, and then I will copy the insert statement here. This insert statement. Copy, then paste here. Then of course I have to change this single quotation. Then I will execute, then I will press this button, go. Yes, it shows that 6 rows are inserted. Yes, if I will go to enrollment, you will find 6 rows here added. Now I have the rows, okay? Now what is the next question here? Please, are you working with me? Are you following me? Yes, now the question is to display the total number of papers. So select count star from paper. You have to write this statement. So I'll write it where? Again, you have to click SQL here and write your query. Select count star from the table paper. Then click go. Yes, this is the result. Count 2, because I have only 2 rows in the table paper. Okay. Now, how to display the total number of male and female student? The query, it should be select gender count star from student group by gender, yes? Group by gender. Again, click SQL, then write this query. Select gender, comma, count star from student group by gender. Then to execute, you have to click this button, go. Yes, you see M2 and F2. I have 2 male and 2 female. Let me check here, student. Yes, I have 2 M and 2 F. Now display the number of students enrolled in each paper. So select paper code, comma, count star from enrollment, group by what? Paper code. I want to know how many students in each course. in each course. So here the query, it's select paper code, comma, count star from enrollment group by paper code. So it will give you how many students in each course. Yeah, I have 2 courses, if you remember. Network 3005, I have 3 students. And SFDV 3011, I have also 3 students. Total of enrollment, it's 6, if you remember. 6 enrollments. Yes. Okay, I'm done with this. Now I will go to part number 3, how to backup and restore a MySQL database. Backup and restore. Yeah, you can use the command. There is a command called MySQL dump. You can use this command, but also you can use phpMyAdmin. Now I will show you how to backup, how to create the copy of this database. So I will click here the database, then export. Export. Click here, this button, export. Yes. Export table from registration database. So here you have to write the template name. For example, I will write registration or my database, my DB, my database, any name here. Okay. Then go here. Format, you will export as SQL file. So you will keep SQL, you will keep everything like this one. Okay. Then keep. Yeah, here automatically it will give you registration.sql. Okay. Registration. This is my database, which is inside this file. So if I will open the file registration, open with PSPod. Yeah, you will get all the statements like create table enrollment, insert into enrollment, then create table paper, insert into paper, create table student, insert into student, alter, all the statement, you will find it here. So this is your database. Your database, it's saved inside this file, registration.sql. This is how to backup. Now I will show you how to restore. How to restore, it's very simple. Yeah, let's suppose I will remove this database. How can I remove the database? Select here the database. Or I will remove all tables, sorry. Select, then I will remove all tables. So I will click like this. Then how to drop all table? Yes, I'll click here, drop. Drop, then click drop to drop paper, click drop to drop student. Yes, now my table, my database, as you can see, it's empty. How can I restore from that file, the file that I got it before? I can restore using that file. So click, then import. Then here it will ask you to choose the file from where I will. From the file, I will restore, yes, import the database. So choose file. Then I will choose my file, registration.sql here. Then at the end, I will go to the end. No need to change these parameters. Click go. It should restore all tables here. Yes, خلاص. I restore my tables now. Is it clear how to backup and restore? Hello?
Yes.
It's very simple. Using this phpMyAdmin interface, everything is simple, okay? But I'm done with this lab, please, okay? So I will stop the lecture here. Let me take the attendance.